Welcome to our new episode of Impact Design. Today I'm interviewing Nienke Hoogvliet, who calls herself sometimes an artivist. If you don't know what it means, don't worry, I didn't know myself. It's a combination between an artist and an activist. So welcome to our episode, and I'll let you introduce yourself. What has made you to become this artivist? And we're very excited to see your new materials that you've been working on, all again about sustainability. And yeah, please, Nienke, introduce yourself.
Thank you very much. It's very nice to be here or to talk to you. I would say I'm an artivist. It's something the online magazine Trendland called me in 2015. I think it was a perfect description of what I do. I'm a really big idealist, a dreamer, or I want to improve the world for the better. And I do it through art or design, or a bit of both maybe. So I founded my studio almost 8 years ago in the Netherlands. And at the moment I work together also with my partner, Timmy Ongerius. We run a studio for material research, and we try to change perspectives through the designs that we make.
Fantastic. So we are all very curious to find more out about your amazing materials. How did you start the material research and your interest in materials?
Yeah, I think my love for textiles, it's very deeply rooted in my family, because all my ancestors worked in textile or sewing, and my mom also. But I think the love for materials started with the idea that changing the world to a more sustainable world starts with new materials or different usage of materials. So, yeah.
So what inspires the development of a new material? And while you talk about it, maybe you can share some materials.
Yeah. Well, the goal is always to make something that will improve the world, and especially the textile industry is quite important. So I will show you some of my work on the seaweed project. Second. Yeah, so here you can see seaweed in the Netherlands, and interesting material. You don't need fresh water to grow it. You don't need any pesticides or chemicals to grow it, and it grows very quickly. So when you compare it to a lot of plants, it's I think a very sustainable new raw material to work with, and especially for an industry that's so polluting as the textile industry, I thought it would offer really an improvement. So I decided to make a rug, the semi rug, that I knotted by hand. It's from a yarn made of seaweed, knotted in this discarded fishing net to show the pollution on the one hand, the problem that we have with the ocean and all the plastic that kills the animals at the moment, or pollutes the marine life and even our own bodies. But I want to make it completely circular. So I started also looking into dyeing with seaweeds and how the one waste stream from one process can be used for the other one. So you get colors like this. It's very surprising, and it's a very wide color palette of not just green and brown, but even pinks or purples. And yeah, it's I think a very
That's
nice.
very beautiful, especially that you have so much choice and different use and tonations. So what are some of your favorite materials, and in particularly what is it what you like about it? I know you have some more to show.
Yes, well, the seaweed is actually, I think, one of my favorite materials. I really strongly believe in not just the craft skill, but I'm also really working on upscaling these processes of the yarn and the dye to an industrial procedure, so everybody can work with these materials. Here's the chair the chair that symbolizes the whole circular process of the yarn making, and then the waste that is used for the dye, and then the waste of that process is used for regular paint for the tabletop. And at the end, you have a sort of bio-composite material left that you can use to make a composite. So I would say seaweed is maybe my favorite material.
Yes, and can you show some others? Because I know you have some more, and also you have a big interest in the food industry, as I know, and maybe you know, some issues with the food industry and how you explored them, and you can tell us a bit more.
Yeah, the fish leather, I think it's a very interesting, it's related very much to the food industry, because especially in the Netherlands, we don't like to eat the fish skin. So here you see where the fish comes in the Dutch harbor, and then they clean the fish and they remove the skin. And at the end, you have really thousands of kilos of these skins that are thrown away every day. But you can turn it into leather, and a really beautiful leather actually, with just natural materials like oils. And then I made these objects to show with the stool how strong the leather is. It's relatively stronger than other types of leather. And because it was a continuation of the sea meat project, another material from the sea that can be a sustainable solution, I made another rug. And this is salmon skin. So this is two sides of the salmon. So it's basically one salmon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very nice. So, you know, in your opinion, what are the main social and environmental issues in the textile and design industries? And while you talk, you can show a few more images if you like to.
Yeah, no, I think I'll stop sharing. Sorry, can you repeat the question?
Yeah, I was asking you about what are the main social and environmental issues in the textile and in the design industry, according to you? Because that's part of what you're trying to solve.
Yes, yeah. I think the main problem is that everything is just too much. We buy too much, we use too much, and this makes the whole system out of balance. So even for the seaweed, if you would produce it on such a large scale as we need textiles today, it still wouldn't be good for the environment, because it just would make, it would unbalance nature again. So I think the first solution would be to just consume less. But then I think we really need to look at materials. So biodegradable materials from a natural resource that's not exhausting the earth.
Do you think, I mean, we hear this, and I interviewed a few people doing similar things, what you're doing in furniture and fashion. Do you think there's been a recent change in the consumer and what they expect and what material they prefer, that this is going to have a future because the demand is going to increase in terms of, you know, also a kind of triggering much more designers like you to come up with products that are from waste products or from nature?
Yes, I think it's very interesting. Today I had a very fun experience with one of my older projects that I did in collaboration with the Dutch water authorities. It's about recycled toilet paper, like used toilet paper. Maybe I can share my screen again and just quickly show it too. 1 second. Yeah, so here you can see the toilet paper that they reclaim from the sewage, sewage water treatment. And I made a series of objects with it, just to show that even such disgusting material as used toilet paper can be clean and beautiful and usable again. And when I showed this on the Dutch Design Week, people were very excited and they really loved this idea. And today, I think we're almost 5 years later, there was someone put it on Instagram, and there were so many negative reactions on this project that everybody said, oh, I would never use toilet paper for bowls. Who's such a crazy person who thinks of this? So yeah, I think there's definitely an increasing amount of people who are used to it, but I think there's still a long way to go before we have people accepting,
But there must be a way when you use this toilet paper into these products. Isn't there a way that you destroy all the, I don't know, bacteria or whatever?
Yes,
germs?
it's completely clean.
It's completely clean. It's just a perception.
Yeah.
It came
It's
from
perception. Yeah.
But I mean,
you don't see anything. It's just paper pulp. Like if you're making paper mache on your own, it's exactly the same. Yeah.
And what do you think can designers do more to contribute to projects like you? Do you see that in the younger generation, there's more awareness, and is there more studies done, research done by students? I don't know if you're still in contact with the younger generation.
Yes, I think definitely there's a lot of interest from the younger generation, but I think it's also very important. Sustainability, it's not just something you solve very easily. It's about having a holistic approach. So looking at all the different angles of a certain problem, so you don't make the problem bigger on the other side. It's I think very easy to forget sometimes that one solution can have a really big effect also in a negative way. So I hope that in the future, people will really start to embrace this holistic approach to design.
And do you think any of your products could come into production so you can really sell them to the market, be it private or even commercially?
Yes, I'm working very hard on that. Yeah.
And do you find manufacturer, or do you find companies open to it, to work with you in terms of producing them in bigger quantity?
Yes, yeah. I think there has not been a project where I struggled with finding people who were, of course, it's always difficult to find the right partners, but there were always people open-minded enough to work on this with me. Yeah, thankfully.
Fantastic. Okay, then I come to my last question, which I ask everyone. What is the impact on design you would like to have?
Yeah, I would say show that this holistic vision is something we can achieve. So that if you, as a designer, you have a small idea, it can in the end have a really big impact on a positive way on nature.
Well, thank you so much. That was really interesting to get an insight into all the materials. We had somebody about seaweed already here on our shows, but this is into a bit of a different direction. And I think also the fish skin or whatever you have shown there looks very, very amazing. So that hopefully we can see your product soon to be on the market so we can use it in our projects. Thank you very much, and
Yes.
all the best. I hope you enjoyed the episode with Nienke Hoogvliet. And you can see that creativity has no boundaries. There are always more interesting materials coming on the market from these very young designers who want to change the world. Please stay tuned for next week and give us your comments and share to anybody you think would benefit from it.